Hello dear friends. Welcome to Ly Tu Tieu _audio, a channel where heartfelt stories from everyday life are shared through warm and gentle narration. Here, every word carries the rhythm of life, the quiet moments, the little joys, and the emotional fragments that help us appreciate the journey we're all on. Today, let's walk together into another story, calm, meaningful, and filled with simple beauty. Thank you for tuning in. Ly Tu Tieu greeted the audience with a warm smile. Hello, dear friends. I'm very happy to see you again in today's video. Thank you all for your kind messages and heartfelt support. I wish you good health and peace for the day ahead. As the morning sun rose gently over the quiet village, Ly Tu Tieu was preparing for another busy day. Her health had improved significantly, and she felt well enough to lend a hand on the farm again. Sister, my health is much better today. I've been taking my medicine and resting as you told me. May I come with you to harvest eggplants? She asked softly. Trang looked at her with concern. Are you sure you're strong enough? I don't want you to relapse. I'll be fine, Tu Tieu replied, her eyes pleading gently. It's lonely staying at home all day by myself. After a moment's hesitation, Trang nodded. All right, go get changed. I'll wait for you. As Tu Tieu hurried to prepare, Trang secured the front door and grabbed the harvest baskets. Today, they would gather ripe eggplants from the farm to sell at the market. Meanwhile, in another part of town, Yuri was checking a damaged USB flash drive found at Truong Fat Company. He believed it might contain important information related to a financial issue that had been troubling them. I'll see if this USB can still be used, he said, plugging it into his computer. It might hold something crucial. Unfortunately, the USB had been soaked in water, rendering it unusable for now. Back at home, Yuri's mother sat with him. Are you working from home today? She asked. Yes, I'm handling a few things remotely, he replied. His mother nodded slowly. I haven't been feeling well, so I'm staying home too. How's the company doing? She continued. We've taken on a few new construction projects, which has kept the workers busy. What about the missing funds? She pressed. I've already investigated it, Yuri replied. But there were no results, so I decided to cancel the contract with Mr. Tuan's company. That's unfortunate, his mother said thoughtfully. The project had potential. Yes, but problems like these at the start don't bode well. It's best to walk away now. Changing the subject, Yuri asked, do you know anything about Mr. Tuan's son? I've heard about him. Mr. Tuan mentioned that he recently returned from abroad, and he wanted him to work at the company. But apparently, the son wasn't interested. I haven't met him yet, Yuri said, just as his phone rang. Excuse me, I have to take this call. He stepped outside and answered, hello? Oh, you're already at the cafe? I'll be there soon. Back at the village, Trang and Tu Tieu walked toward the eggplant field, baskets in hand. As they reached the entrance, a local woman approached them. Is your eggplant patch ready for harvest? She asked. Yes, Trang answered. I'd like to buy a basket, the woman said. Go ahead and pick what you need. I'm heading to market to sell ducklings. Tu Tieu's eyes lit up. Ducklings? May I see them? The woman showed her the ducklings, now over a week old. There were 17 in total. If you want them all, I'll sell them to you, she offered. We're busy harvesting right now, Trang replied. We'll buy them once we're done. All right, I'll hold them for you. After agreeing to buy the ducklings later, Tu Tieu and Trang made their way into the eggplant garden. The morning sun had fully risen now, casting a soft golden hue over the vibrant rows of eggplants. These eggplants are big and beautiful, Tu Tieu remarked, gently lifting one from a stem. The two women set to work, filling their baskets with the shiny purple fruits. The plants had thrived, and the harvest was abundant. These can be used in so many dishes, Trang said. Pickled, stewed with fish, even stir-fried. That's why people here grow so many. Yes, Tu Tieu nodded. Selling them brings in extra income for many families. They worked steadily through the morning heat. At one point, Trang looked over. "Are you feeling tired?" she asked with concern. "A little," Tu Tieu admitted. "The sun is strong today. If you need to rest, just sit down. Don't push yourself." "No, I'm okay. I want to help." By the time their baskets were full, both women were sweaty but smiling. They had picked a good harvest. Trang handed over payment to the landowner for the crop and set the baskets aside. "Let's carry them back and then go pick up the ducklings," she said. After dropping off the eggplants at home, they returned to the woman's house to collect the ducklings. "How much were the ducklings again?" Trang asked. 340,000, the woman replied. "And the eggplants were 50. Trang paid her, and they gently gathered the fluffy ducklings into a box. As they carried them home, Tu Tieu smiled. "They'll grow quickly if we let them swim in the pond." "Yes," Trang agreed. "We'll build them a pen near the water." Later that day, the two women began clearing an area by the kitchen. Trang swept the floor clean while Tu Tieu looked around thoughtfully. "I think this will be a good spot for the duck pen," she said. "They're too small to be out on the water just yet." They decided to build a temporary shelter in the corner for easier care. Tu Tieu began sawing bamboo poles and wooden planks. "I'll cut the wood," she said. "You go boil your medicine." But Trang stayed to help, determined to contribute. She gathered tools and fetched more bamboo from storage. "We'll use palm leaves for the roof. It'll keep the pen cool," Trang suggested. The rest of the afternoon was spent hammering, cutting, and assembling the duck pen. Though tired, both women felt a sense of pride as the little structure began to take shape. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the village, Yuri brought the water-damaged USB to a computer shop. A technician examined it. "This USB is badly damaged, but I think I can recover the data," she said. "Please do," Yuri replied. "It might be important to my company." He left the USB with her for repair and stepped outside to wait. Back at the house, Ly Tu Tieu and Trang carried the finished duck pen out to the yard and placed it on bricks to keep it off the ground. They gently let the ducklings inside. The little birds waddled around curiously, peeping happily. "Let's finish tidying up and then I'll treat you to sugarcane juice," Tu Tieu said. Later, at the market, they found a small juice stall. "2 glasses of sugarcane juice, please," Trang requested. "Coming right up," the vendor replied. As they sipped the sweet, cool drink, Trang leaned back with a tired smile. "The sun really wore me out today." "I know," Tu Tieu said. "But it was a good day, wasn't it?" "Yes. A very good day." As the sun slowly dipped toward the horizon, a familiar voice called out from the gate. "Sister, look. Someone's walking this way." Tu Tieu looked up from where she was stacking bamboo and saw a man approaching. His confident strides and formal attire made him stand out from the rural simplicity around them. "That looks like Mr. Tuan, the director of Truong Fat Company," Trang said nervously. "Please don't tell him I'm here." Tu Tieu nodded slightly and stepped forward to meet the guest. "Hello, uncle," she greeted politely. "Hello, my dear. I hope I'm not disturbing you," Mr. Tuan said, offering a warm but purposeful smile. "Do you have a moment to talk?" "Of course, please come this way." She led him toward the shaded kitchen area. The simple bamboo roof cast dappled light over the table, creating a calming atmosphere. Mr. Tuan glanced around. "This outdoor kitchen, it's quite charming," he said. "Did you build it?" Tu Tieu smiled modestly. "No, it was Yuri who helped me build it. The palm leaf roof keeps it cool." Mr. Tuan sipped his tea, then set the cup down carefully. "You're staying here alone?" "Yes, just me," she replied calmly. "That's odd. My son told me you live with someone named Trang." Tu Tieu's eyes didn't waver. "No, sir. It's just me. But, may I ask, who is your son?" He paused for a moment before replying. "Alan. The man you helped when he was injured. Tu Tieu blinked in surprise. Alan? The man who returned from abroad? He's your son? Yes. I came to your house once before with him, but you weren't home. He told me how you took care of him after that incident. I came today to personally thank you. Tu Tieu's voice was quiet. I only did what anyone would do in that situation. I still owe you a debt of gratitude, Mr. Tuan insisted. I brought this. He reached into his pocket and handed her an envelope. It's not much, but I hope you'll accept it as a token of my appreciation. Tu Tieu glanced at the envelope. That's very generous, but I'm afraid I can't accept it. It's a gesture from my heart, Mr. Tuan said softly. She pushed it gently back toward him. Your gratitude is enough. But, if you truly want to help me, there is something else you could do. He looked at her with genuine curiosity. What is it? It's about a company matter, something that doesn't directly involve me, but it's important to someone close to me. Yuri's company transferred 25% of project funds to your firm, but your side claims the money was never received. Yuri's team can't find where the money went. Mr. Tuan's expression shifted. I've already investigated that matter thoroughly. But if it means this much to you, I'll check again. Tu Tieu bowed her head slightly. Thank you. If you can find that money, it would ease many burdens. That alone would be the greatest way to repay me. I can't promise anything, he warned. But I will try. She smiled faintly. Then please, take your envelope back. I don't need it. Mr. Tuan looked at her a long moment before finally tucking the envelope away. Very well. I'll do everything I can. He stood and prepared to leave. Goodbye, Uncle, Tu Tieu said softly. As he walked down the path, she stood silently, watching his figure disappear between the bamboo trees. Back inside, Trang emerged from hiding. He's gone? She asked. Yes. What did he want? To thank me for helping Alan, and to offer me money. I refused, of course. But I did ask him to help Yuri recover the missing project funds. Trang's eyes widened. And he agreed? He said he'd try, but didn't promise anything. I hope he keeps his word. There's more, Tu Tieu added. He said Alan told him you were here with me. But how does Alan even know I'm here? He's never met me. I don't know, Tu Tieu said. Maybe he guessed. Trang looked worried. I really don't understand him. Tu Tieu nodded. Neither do I. But let's just finish this duck pen. We've got work to do. Together, they picked up the hammer and nails again. As the shadows lengthened and the evening crickets began to chirp, the two women worked side by side, strong, determined, and quietly hopeful. As the heat of the afternoon began to fade, Tu Tieu and Trang returned to building the duck pen. With focused eyes and calloused hands, they hammered bamboo slats into place, carefully aligning each joint, measuring distances, and adjusting the foundation with bricks so that the pen would be raised above the damp ground. I'll fix this beam here, Tu Tieu said, positioning a plank of wood. Trang crouched nearby, handing her the nails. Hold it steady, I'll hammer. The rhythm of hammering filled the yard with a steady beat, punctuated by soft laughter whenever one of them missed a nail or dropped a tool. Their teamwork was seamless, quiet, without many words, but filled with trust and patience. I'll lift this end, Trang said, breath slightly labored from the summer heat. You slide the bricks under. With a grunt of effort, they raised the structure and propped it up on bricks, creating a sturdy elevated floor. By dusk, the duck pen was almost done. The structure was small but sturdy, made from bamboo, wooden beams, and thatched leaves. Nearby, the baby ducks chirped inside a temporary basket, waiting to explore their new home. You must be tired, Tu Tieu said gently. You've been helping me all day. Trang wiped her forehead and grinned. I'm a little tired. I'm not used to this kind of work yet. You're doing great, Tu Tieu encouraged her. They sat on the step for a moment, catching their breath and watching the sunset melt over the treetops. The sound of cicadas had begun to echo through the valley. A warm golden light bathed the trees, and the scent of fresh-cut bamboo lingered in the air. "Thanks for helping with everything," Tu Tieu added softly. Trang smiled, brushing a lock of hair behind her ear. "Of course. This place feels like home." Later, as darkness fell, Tu Tieu lit a small lamp and went to the kitchen. She poured herbs into a pot, letting them steep into a dark medicinal brew. When she returned, she found Trang sweeping the floor around the duck pen, clearing away sawdust and shavings. "You're boiling medicine?" Trang asked, pausing to watch the steam rise. "Yes. I've been taking it every day," Tu Tieu replied. "The doctor said it would help strengthen my lungs." Trang nodded, then gestured to the pen. "We'll need to finish roofing it tomorrow. Do we have more palm leaves?" "I think there are some behind the house," Tu Tieu said. "I'll go check." The two separated briefly, one gathering palm thatch, the other preparing the sleeping area for the ducks. When they reunited again, arms full of materials, they felt like an unspoken bond had formed between them. There was a gentle joy in doing things together. That night, as they lit the final lantern in the yard, the duck pen stood complete. Though modest, it was a symbol of care, effort, and quiet resilience. The baby ducks were released into their new home, peeping and waddling excitedly across the wooden floor. Tu Tieu knelt beside them and whispered, "Grow strong, little ones." Nearby, Trang smiled, resting her chin on her knees. "They look happy." "They'll grow fast," Tu Tieu said. "Soon we'll have to build them a floating pen on the water." "You think we could do that?" Tu Tieu turned to her with a grin. "We built this, didn't we?" They both laughed. As the moon rose, casting a silvery glow over the yard, they tidied up the tools and went inside. Before sleeping, Tu Tieu stared out into the darkened garden where the ducklings huddled in their shelter. A soft breeze rustled the trees, and the scent of earth and bamboo filled the air. She thought about Mr. Tuan, about Alan, about the 25% of the missing project funds. She didn't know if her request would be fulfilled, but something inside her felt lighter after speaking honestly. This place, this life she was quietly building with her own hands, it mattered. It might have started with pain and loneliness, but now it held purpose. And tomorrow, as always, would bring a new beginning. The next morning, sunlight poured gently through the kitchen window. Tu Tieu had already been up early, sweeping the yard, feeding the ducklings, and preparing a simple breakfast. The scent of jasmine tea wafted through the air, mixing with the earthy aroma of steamed rice. Suddenly, Trang's voice called out from inside, slightly surprised. "Tu Tieu. Look who's coming down the path." Tu Tieu turned to look. A man in a formal shirt and trousers, carrying a briefcase, was walking toward the house. She recognized him immediately. "Isn't that Mr. Tuan?" Trang whispered, lowering her voice. "The director of Truong Fat Company?" Tu Tieu's eyes narrowed slightly. "Yes. Don't say anything about me being here." Moments later, Mr. Tuan reached the front of the house. "Good morning," he greeted with a courteous nod. "Is Tu Tieu home?" "Yes, uncle," she said calmly, stepping forward. "Please, come sit and have some tea." They moved to the shaded porch. A gentle breeze stirred the leaves overhead. "This kitchen area, did you build it yourself?" Mr. Tuan asked, glancing around. "No," she replied softly. "It was built by Yuri. He helped me." Mr. Tuan nodded appreciatively. "It's peaceful here. The breeze is good. The bamboo, very calming." She smiled faintly, unsure of what he was here for. After a pause, Mr. Tuan began, "You live here alone?" Tu Tieu hesitated. "Yes. Just me. But my son Alan said you live with someone named Trang." "That's not true," she said calmly. "I live alone." "Who exactly is your son?" "Alan," he replied, voice slightly proud. The man you saved. Tu Tieu's face shifted slightly. The man who was beaten and left by the road? Mr. Tuan nodded. Yes. Alan is my son. He returned from overseas not long ago. We came to your house once before to thank you, but you weren't home. I must have been working, she replied. Well, Mr. Tuan continued, opening his briefcase and pulling out a small envelope. I came here today to thank you properly. He placed the envelope on the table. This is a token of my gratitude. It may not be much, but I hope you'll accept it. Tu Tieu looked at the envelope. She knew it was money. Her heart beat slower. I appreciate your kindness, uncle, she said gently, but I can't accept this. He looked confused. Why not? I didn't help your son because I wanted a reward. Anyone would have done the same. But it's just a gesture, he insisted. I understand, she said, pushing the envelope back toward him. But if you truly want to repay me, there's something else you could do. Mr. Tuan raised his eyebrows. It's about Yuri's company, she continued, voice steady. They transferred 25% of the project funds to your company. But now the money is missing, and no one knows where it went. Mr. Tuan stiffened slightly. I've heard about that. But I've already checked our records. Please, she said firmly. Just check again. I'm not accusing anyone. But Yuri's company is in trouble because of this. If you help find the money, that would be enough. Silence settled between them for a moment. Then Mr. Tuan spoke quietly. I will check again. I can't promise I'll find it, but I'll do my best. Thank you, Tu Tieu said, bowing her head respectfully. She gently slid the envelope back to him. Please take this with you. I truly can't accept it. Mr. Tuan sighed, visibly moved. You're a good person, Tu Tieu. I won't disturb you again. He rose to his feet. I'll take my leave now, he said. But I'll keep my word. I'll investigate. As he walked away, Tu Tieu stood at the doorway, watching him disappear down the dirt path between the trees. I hope he finds it, she whispered. Trang stepped out from behind the curtain. He's gone. Yes. Why was he here? To thank me. But I asked him for help instead, to find the missing funds from Yuri's project. Trang nodded thoughtfully. And he agreed? He said he'd try. I hope he does, Trang said sincerely. That money could save Yuri's company. And he mentioned, Tu Tieu hesitated, that Alan told him I wasn't living alone. Trang blinked. How would Alan know I'm here? He's never seen me. Maybe he guessed. They exchanged a glance, quiet but filled with questions. Anyway, Tu Tieu said, shaking her head, let's finish the duck pen. Together, they picked up the tools again. Tu Tieu drove in nails, while Trang held up the boards. Their movements were swift and purposeful. Later that afternoon, they moved the pen to its final position, raising it slightly off the ground with bricks. They filled the water basin nearby and scattered grains in the corner. Do you think they'll be happy here? Trang asked. Yes, Tu Tieu smiled. This is a good home. Let me help you finish the duck pen, Trang offered as she stepped outside. All right, Ly Tu Tieu nodded. Can you help me lift this into place? The two women worked together, lifting the bamboo frame and securing it with wooden stakes. We'll use these nails to fasten the structure, Tu Tieu said. Can you hold it steady? Trang knelt beside her, hammering in the nails with careful strength. Their rhythm was steady, one nailed, the other held. The early evening light cast golden shadows over their work. Once the pen was built, they moved it carefully to its permanent spot in the backyard. Let's raise it a bit with bricks so the floor stays dry, Tu Tieu suggested. Trang helped stack bricks under the corners, giving the pen elevation and stability. Tu Tieu smiled, wiping sweat from her brow. Perfect. The little ducklings will be comfortable here. You've been working hard all day, Tu Tieu added gently. Aren't you tired? I am a little, Trang admitted. I'm still getting used to this kind of work. But it feels good. They both looked at the ducklings, now resting quietly nearby in a basket, peeping softly. Soon, they would be swimming in the pond, growing stronger with each passing day. As the sun dipped below the hills, casting long shadows over the village, Tu Tieu and Trang sat on the steps of their little home, catching their breath. You've done so much, Trang said. And still, you helped me. Thank you. Tu Tieu smiled. We help each other. That's what makes a home. Dove and so, the day ended. The ducklings had a new home. The debt of kindness had been repaid with deeper friendship and renewed trust. Ly Tu Tieu wasn't just building a life for herself, she was building something greater. A place where courage, care, and quiet persistence could take root. And that's the end of today's story. If this story brought you warmth, comfort, or simply a few quiet moments of peace, don't forget to like, subscribe to Ly Tu Tieu _audio, and share it with someone you care about. Because sometimes, a small story is all it takes to brighten an entire day. Thank you so much for being here. See you in the next episode. Until then, may you always stay healthy, peaceful, and surrounded by love.